The right scene at the right moment can change how we see storytelling, inspire generations of filmmakers, and even shift the direction of cinema itself. Some scenes are so powerful, so perfectly executed, that they become part of film history. Today on Watch on Cue, we're looking at 5 iconic movie scenes that changed cinema forever. Number 1. The shower scene. Psycho, 1960. Few scenes in movie history are as legendary as the shower scene in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. At the time, audiences had never seen anything so shocking. With its quick cuts, piercing violin soundtrack, and suggestion of violence without showing much blood, Hitchcock redefined horror and suspense. The scene broke taboos, not just in its depiction of murder, but also in showing a woman in such a vulnerable moment. Filmmakers learned that true horror isn't about what you see, but what your mind imagines. Decades later, the scene is still studied as one of the most brilliant examples of editing and sound design in cinema. Number 2. The opening crawl, Star Wars, 1977. When audiences first sat down in 1977 to watch George Lucas's Star Wars, they were immediately transported to another galaxy. The opening crawl, combined with John Williams' unforgettable score, told viewers this was not just another sci-fi movie. This was an epic space opera. That yellow text rolling into the stars became iconic overnight. The sequence set the tone for the entire franchise, creating a sense of scale and adventure unlike anything seen before. Today, it's hard to imagine Star Wars without it, and countless films and parodies have imitated the effect. The opening crawl didn't just introduce a movie, it introduced a cultural phenomenon. Number 3. The I Am Your Father. Reveal. The Empire Strikes Back 1980. Sticking with Star Wars, we can't ignore perhaps the most famous plot twist in film history. When Darth Vader reveals to Luke Skywalker, "I am your father," audiences around the world were stunned. Until that moment, Vader was seen as the ultimate villain, cold, unfeeling, and pure evil. Suddenly, he became a tragic figure with a deep personal connection to the hero. The reveal changed how twists were written, proving that shocking revelations could deepen characters and add layers of complexity to the story. Even people who've never seen Star Wars know the line, and that's how you know a moment has become bigger than the film itself. Number 4. Bullet Time. The Matrix, 1999. In 1999, the Wachowskis introduced audiences to something they had never seen before: bullet time. When Neo dodges bullets in slow motion as the camera circles around him, it wasn't just cool, it was revolutionary. Using a complex rig of cameras and innovative digital effects, the filmmakers created an entirely new visual language for action scenes. Bullet time changed how action movies were shot, influencing everything from superhero blockbusters to video games. The Matrix didn't just entertain, it redefined the look of modern action cinema. That one scene opened the door to 21st century visual storytelling. Number 5. The Avengers Assemble. Avengers Endgame, 20. For over a decade, Marvel Studios built up a universe of interconnected stories. In 2019, it all came together in one of the most satisfying payoffs in film history: the Avengers assembling to fight Thanos in Endgame. When Captain America calls Mjolnir to his hand and says, "Avengers, but assemble," audiences erupted in theaters worldwide. It wasn't just a scene. It was a reward for years of storytelling, character development, and fan investment. This moment cemented the idea that shared universes could work in film, forever changing Hollywood's approach to franchises. Love it or hate it, there's no denying that the Endgame battle sequence is one of the defining cinematic events of the 21st century. From Hitchcock's terrifying shower scene to Marvel's massive team-up, these 5 movie moments prove the power of cinema. They didn't just entertain, they changed the way films are made, watched, and remembered. Which of these iconic scenes is your favorite, or is there another you think deserves a spot on the list? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Watch on Cue for more deep dives into the magic of movies and television. Movies are more than just entertainment. The right scene at the right moment can change how we see storytelling, inspire generations of filmmakers, and even shift the direction of cinema itself. Some scenes are so powerful, so perfectly executed, that they become part
Hollywood and Bollywood. Two of the biggest film industries on the planet. Both create magic on screen, but in completely different ways. One is all about realism, subtle storytelling, and global scale. The other? Color, drama, music, and emotion that hits straight to the heart. But which one really dominates? Which one connects deeper with audiences? And how different are they beyond the language and location? Welcome to Watch on Cue, and today we're diving into Hollywood versus Bollywood, the real difference. Let's start with where it all began. Hollywood, born in the early 1900s in Los Angeles, became the global symbol of cinema. With its technical innovation, big studios, and storytelling power, it quickly set the standard for filmmaking around the world. Bollywood, on the other hand, took root in Mumbai. The name itself comes from a blend of Bombay and Hollywood. But don't mistake it for a copy. Bollywood developed its own identity, deeply rooted in Indian culture, music, and traditions. Here's something most people don't know. Bollywood actually produces more films per year than Hollywood. Over 1,500 movies annually compared to Hollywood's 600, 700. But Hollywood dominates globally because of its reach, budgets, and distribution networks. Now, let's talk about how they tell stories. Hollywood loves subtlety. It focuses on realism, tightly written scripts, and emotional depth. Think The Godfather, Inception, Interstellar, Oppenheimer. Every frame is a piece of controlled storytelling. Bollywood, though, is a celebration, larger than life. Its emotion turned into music, heartbreak expressed through dance, and pain blended with hope. Movies like Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, Three Idiots, Gully Boy. They're emotional journeys, not just stories. Hollywood says, show, don't tell. Bollywood says, feel, don't analyze. And that's the biggest difference in cinematic DNA. If Hollywood has background scores, Bollywood has songs that become memories. In India, music isn't just a soundtrack, it's storytelling itself. Every major emotion, love, heartbreak, celebration, loss, is expressed through music. That's why Bollywood films often feature 5-6 songs, turning movies into musicals that audiences sing for years. While Hollywood uses music to support a scene, Bollywood uses it to define one. And that difference creates a deeper cultural connection. Hollywood runs on scale. It's backed by billion-dollar studios, advanced CGI, and global talent. Movies like Avatar, Avengers, Dune, or Top Gun, Maverick show what happens when technology meets imagination. Bollywood, though smaller in budgets, is catching up fast. Films like RRR, Brahmastra, and Kalki 2898 AD are pushing visual boundaries like never before. And RRR's Oscar win for Natu Natu proved that Indian cinema can make the world dance, literally. Hollywood focuses on realism and polish. Bollywood focuses on spectacle and emotion. Different tools, same goal, impact. The audience shapes the cinema, and this is where the contrast becomes fascinating. Hollywood caters to global audiences. It adapts stories that can travel across cultures. Superheroes, sci-fi, thrillers, dramas, universal emotions wrapped in global themes. Bollywood, however, makes movies for the masses of India. And India's diversity, from language to class to religion, makes its cinema a melting pot of styles. You'll find everything, romance, action, comedy, and tragedy in a single film. It's emotional chaos and people love it. That's why Bollywood films often run for 3 hours. It's not just a movie, it's an experience. But here's the exciting part. The gap between Hollywood and Bollywood is closing. Bollywood is becoming more global. Directors like S.S. Rajamouli and Zoya Akhtar are redefining Indian storytelling. Actors like Priyanka Chopra, Deepika Padukone, and Irfan Khan have already crossed over to Hollywood. At the same time, Hollywood is taking cues from Indian cinema, blending emotion, diversity, and vibrant color palettes. We're seeing a cinematic exchange that's reshaping how stories are told. The future isn't Hollywood versus Bollywood. It's Hollywood plus Bollywood. Streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime have erased borders. Audiences now binge-watch Money Heist, RRR, and Oppenheimer in the same week. The world no longer cares about where a movie comes from, only if it connects. And that's where both industries are heading, global storytelling with local emotion. So who wins? Maybe it's not a competition at all. Hollywood gives you imagination. Bollywood gives you emotion. And together, they give us cinema. Thanks for watching Watch on Cue, where stories meet the screen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Which do you prefer, Hollywood or Bollywood? Hollywood and Bollywood, two of the biggest film industries on the planet. Both create magic on screen, but in completely different ways. One is all about realism, subtle storytelling, and global scale. The other, color, drama, music, and emotion that hits straight to the heart. But which one really dominates? Which one connects deeper with audiences? And how different are they beyond the language and location? Welcome to Watch on Cue, and today we're diving into Hollywood versus Bollywood, the real difference. Let's start with where it all began. Hollywood, born in the early 1900s in Los Angeles, became the global symbol of cinema. With its technical innovation, big studios, and storytelling power, it quickly set the standard for filmmaking around the world. Bollywood, on the other hand, took root in Mumbai. The name itself comes from a blend of Bombay and Hollywood. But don't mistake it for a copy. Bollywood developed its own identity, deeply rooted in Indian culture, music, and traditions. Here's something most people don't know. Bollywood actually produces more films